My root cellar is completed, so let's go take a look. Hey you guys, welcome back to Heartway Farms. I'm so glad you're here with us today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future videos. And today, I'm so happy to share our completed root cellar tour with all of you. Many of you have asked for a pantry tour or, a kitchen tour of how we stock our items and keep them organized. And I kind of waited on to show you all that because I had in my basement or in my pantry upstairs, I had like a little pile in this area, a little pile in that area, and it was all kind of scattered wherever I could find a space, which is totally fine. I know many of you are probably in the same boat where you're short on space. So thankful, and I love our farmhouse. But it's not very big. So our house is 1,600 square feet for 8 of us, which is fine. We make it work, We put all the girls in one room, all the boys in one room, and it works out great. But my kitchen, you've seen us do videos in my kitchen. My kitchen is very small. I can touch both sides just standing in it. But again, we're thankful for it. We make it work. But one thing that was really cool about this farmhouse is that it has a root cellar. Now, of course, when you have a house that's over 100 years old, things need upkeep, and the root cellar was one of those things. So we in our first root cellar tour that we showed you guys, we only showed you a small portion of the part that we were using. When we moved in, there were so many projects to do, and this particular project, the root cellar, was not at the top of the list. But we're in a season where we could get it done and get it renovated. You guys, if you haven't gotten to see the root cellar renovation yet, we just put out that video earlier this week, I think. So we can link that here, and you guys can go check it out. It was wonderful opportunity. We ended up getting tons of free wood from our neighbors, and I'm so thrilled that it's done. So anyway, when we moved into this house, I was like, okay, we can make this basement work for us. I use my basement for so many different things, for laundry, for a family closet, for dry goods storage, which we're not gonna really see today. Today is just gonna be the root cellar. But to be able to come in here and just have it all be usable, it just makes me so happy. I don't know, do you guys love organizing stuff as much as I do? It just makes me happy when things have a place. So anyway, so let's walk around and see. Again, it's small, but I have so much space to put stuff, all these shelves. So again, check out the renovation. You can see exactly what Josh did, how he built the shelves. The kids helped too. Elise was in here a ton doing work, but I'll show you what we have so far. So again, today I am not showing any dry goods storage. So we have another room that we use, a small room that we use for storage over on the other side of the basement, which is not, a root cellar. It maintains a higher temperature. It is very dry, and I don't have to worry about the moisture and stuff. So I keep our flour, all of our bulk flour, in 5-gallon buckets. Our flour, our rice, our oats, that kind of stuff. Anything like pastas that's in boxes. We have pasta in here too that I'll show you. But anyway, so that all goes into my dry goods storage area. I could put it in here, but I'm not sure about it. I do have space, but I figure I don't want anything to go. I don't want any moisture to get into those buckets, so I'm just gonna keep it over in the safe zone and keep this area, the root cellar, for stuff that I know will stand the test of time. All right, so let's start here. This is the only shelf that we have that is not, a built-in. These are all not going anywhere. Josh made sure of that. They are super strong. So up here I have a lot of my canning supplies. So because I had extra space in here, can you imagine that? I had extra space. So canning supplies up here just to stay out of the way. I could always put that in a different location, but because I have space in here, I'm doing that. So we have coffee and our almond milk that we keep for long-term storage. You guys know we've already talked about this. We have a raw milk source, but we also stock up on almond milk because I have both sides, kids who like almond and kids who like regular. Okay, and then we, because again, I had extra space in here, I have some of my unused mason jars in here. We use these for our elderberry syrup, our caramel, many different things off of the Heartway Farms website, which you guys can also go check out and see what we have to sell there. One thing that I haven't talked to you guys yet about in any of my stocking up videos is the protein powder that we use. And this is an expensive purchase, so I know that it's not a necessity. This is just something that I really like to have, and several of us like to use it. It's the Garden of Life Raw Organic Meal. I really like this protein powder. It is a plant-based protein powder. Don't have to do that, but that's just what I like to do. And everybody likes the chocolate, so the chai is just okay, but I do the chocolate, and I keep these stocked up in the house. I have it on a regular order from Amazon, so that I just always have that as an option for extra calories, extra food, extra nutrition. It's chock full of all sorts of good stuff. So anyway, more jars. We have raw honey stockpile here that we sell at the farm and on the website. More jars. Let's see, Julianne has her blackberry jelly here. Extra jars. This is just kind of not really anything exciting. So we have like our cleaning supplies, like ammonia, our laundry soap, dish soap, bleach, stuff like that, because that can just store in here easy enough. All right, you guys will see too, I'm not going to talk specifically about all of the herbs hanging in here, but Julianne moved all of her dried herbs in here. Look at this, this looks so pretty. So anyway, those are all in here and hanging around, so you'll see those throughout the thing. Okay, I had Julianne organize all of this, so I can't actually take too much credit except for just giving suggestions, but any of the stuff we're not using a lot, like the empty jars right now that I have to find a place to store that, you know, we'll use for canning next year are all up high. So you'll see that the whole distance we've got our unused lids, our reusable rings. I'm short, all that stuff up high the whole way around the room, so I don't need to get to that every day. We have a stool in here that is easy to use, but it's up there. Okay, so next we have all of our vitamins. These are all sealed in plastic containers. I have no problem keeping them. We also have Organifi red juice, green juice. I like that company too. Anyway, those are just fun things. Then Julianne has like her special things that she always has going. So she's got like raw honey, ginger, garlic, chamomile water, and oregano vodka water. She's just trying to, you know, create her own little fun things here for to keep around the house. Spruce water, all sorts of fun stuff she's got going on. Okay, next we have zucchini relish, blueberry compotes. We've got our different potatoes that we have. All right, this is funny. Okay, so my dad will appreciate this. All right, who out there in the world of YouTube knows what brown bread is? I want to know. The only reason I know this, and maybe I'm just out of the loop, but the only reason I know this is because my dad is from Maine. Is this an East Coast, you know, thing? Is this a Maine thing? So anyway, we have brown bread in here because this is survival food, but actually we really like it. It's like a molasses bread in a can. It's really funny. Anyway, you either love it or you hate it. So you guys tell me if you're not. So apple sauces, blueberry compote, just blueberries, strawberries. So Julianne obviously put all the fruits and stuff down here. These are our different jams, our mango, strawberry lemonade jam, wild blackberry jam, all that awesome stuff. Julianne is also able to store her soap making ingredients in here. These are all of her all the equipment she uses, plus like all of the sustainable palm oil and all the different, you know, you can say put all your oils in here, which is great. So all of that was able to come in here and get out of the main part of my basement, which is really exciting. Okay, again, already talked about that. Jars. We've got a lot of veggies going on, as well as some pre-made canned chili that we're keeping on stock. A lot of tomato sauce made up. There's pizza sauce in the back corner, which you can't see. A lot of chicken broth, potatoes, onions, and then she made a meat section. So all of her chicken and ground beef, which is canned up. And then down here, we have bagged nuts that we're storing. Well, lots of nuts and applesauce, but she also, if there was something that was just in a bag, we put it in a Tupperware so that just nothing gets to it. I don't want to have issues with it here. And this is funny, but Marie, come down here. So I don't just like, we have a concrete floor in here, which is awesome. And I don't just like to keep it dirty. We have, Julianne wants to make sure that no critters get in here at all. So she put bay leaves everywhere. Like, so she put tea bags here. Where's the tea bag? I just saw one. So here, show this. She has tea bags with peppermint oil on them and bay leaves like everywhere. So hopefully there's no critters coming in here. Okay, back to here. So we have lots of, we have canned applesauce. That's all over here. But store-bought applesauce as well. Lots of nuts. And then a whole section, it's probably hard back to see, of pasta, which we just took out of the boxes and we put into clean jars with an oxygen absorber in there so that those are protected, no critters getting in there, sealed up real good. So yeah, veggies, already talked about that, lots of chicken broth. And then down here we have some canned pumpkin. Most of our pumpkin is frozen, but there is some canned pumpkin. Applesauce, apple cider, mulled apple cider, and then all of the store-bought fruit. And then she put a lot of juices over here. And then you guys, down here, we've got things like maple syrup, which we've talked to you guys about. That is 100% maple syrup. Several of you in some of my videos are like thinking I'm using table syrup. I'm not. It's an investment, but we get it at a good deal. So it's 100% pure maple syrup that we stock up on, as well as, like I told you about, Grandpa's famous maple syrup, which is the best. Beepaw's famous maple syrup. Okay, olive oil, vinegar, that's all down here. Julianne also, I think I mentioned this in another video. Julianne is making 15 gallons of homemade apple cider vinegar, and that she moved in here too, because it's very pleasant down here. It's cool, but it's not going to interrupt that at all. So that is going down there. We also moved all of our beans in buckets, our dry beans in buckets underneath as well, because I wasn't worried about those as much with the moisture. Kind of like I would be more concerned with the flour. Okay, next we have like our baking section. I love that Julianne, she's got like sections. So we have our different things that we use for soap making, for lip balm making, plus just some extra baking stuff that we have in here. Again, it's all sealed and it's all in containers. Up there we have our, yes, we actually don't drink alcohol, but we use vodka for lots of things. And one of those things is for making our own homemade vanilla extract. So that's up there. I'm gonna move this. I'm reorganizing my pantry as we're sitting here. Okay. So, and then Julianne, do you guys know what hardtack is? It's pretty cool. She made some, was it last year she made it, Marie?
I think so.
Hardtack. So that's kind of a fun thing. Maybe she can do a video on that sometime. Have any of you guys experimented with hardtack before? It was in, I think it was in one of her history lessons or whatever forever ago, but she wanted to try it. All right, I switched sides with Marie so you can see this side. Again, this room is long and narrow, but it's just, I'm so thankful for it. It just brings such order to the basement. But one thing we did put in here, and I turned it off for the video, of course, but is our dehumidifier. You don't have to do that. I just wanted to dry out the wood that was in here for a while. I know you don't have to keep that in there. You guys who already have a root cellar that you're using all the time, you have to let me know if you think it's a good idea to keep a dehumidifier going or just let the moisture be in there. Okay, again, more empty. These jars actually are completely unused, so I've got the lids on there ready to go when the time comes when we need to use that. Josh also put in some great lighting for me. But when these are off, it is like dark, dark, dark in here, which is perfect for like the potatoes, onions, sweet potatoes, stuff like that. Here we have our tuna section. I've already showed you guys that. These are all store-bought things here. So this was not home canned, of course. So we have tuna, beans, many of the condensed soups. I love Rotel, big fan. My salsa recipe I use, we have one recipe that uses fresh garden tomatoes when they're in season. And then really one of my favorite recipes uses rotel, which I really like. Tomato paste, tomato sauce, and these were kind of just random extra things that we have going on. Then we go down to the condiments. We've got some pumpkins stored up, and we've got our, you guys would think I am hoarding ketchup, but it's embarrassing how fast we go through this amount of ketchup. This will not last in our house very long at all. Also, another product that I really like, if you guys haven't heard of, is the Better Than Bouillon, the seasoned vegetable base. We like to keep that in case you don't have a homemade stock available, which thankfully we do, but we like this too, even to add to your stock. More condiments, dressings, mustard, relish, homemade salsa. This is the whole salsa recipe I was just talking about. And then some more of Grandpa's syrup. I don't know why it's up here, but it's okay. And then pectin, other peanut butter, almond butter, all that good stuff. Pickles, olives, more potatoes. I don't know if you guys can really see it, but we wanted to pick the darkest spot for our homegrown potatoes, which you guys already saw in one of our other videos. So that's all back here. And yeah, I think that's it. It's a small room, but it's amazing what we can just like shove into this space. And I know where everything's at. I can send like Tabitha and Jesse down here and be like, hey, go grab a ketchup from the front, and they can come down here and do it, which is really, really great. And it's just fun having this space and bringing order to it. And I'm only using it maybe at like 50% capacity. So we can continue to can up our chicken, which we have been doing because we harvested our last batch of chickens. So we want to can up more chicken. We're going to have beef to can up very soon. And just, I have space in here, which is wonderful. And like I said, I don't keep any of my dry goods in here. That all can go in the other room and stay nice and dry and safe. And it just helps bring order to my life. So really upstairs in our main kitchen, I keep what we're using currently, but I don't keep any of my stock because there's no space for that. There really isn't. So I keep that all down here. Oh, I didn't talk about elderberries, did I? So you guys know that Marie makes her own made with organic elderberries that are dried, her own elderberry syrup that we sell at the farm shop here and also online. So yeah. Okay, so I think that's it. Did I forget anything, Marie? Okay, so I'm so thrilled to have this. Make sure you go check out the renovation if you haven't seen it. And then, yeah, maybe even in a little bit I'll do an update in here as we add more stuff. But I'm just really excited to share this with all of you. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and we'll see you all soon.